tuned into Tampa Bay's RBLR Sports.
Hi, hello. How are you doing? My name is Liz. This is JD, and this is RBLR Sun.
Good
oh my
morning.
God, we have good news for once. Thank Christ.
We did it. We pulled it out of the team by begging on social media.
Yes. Yes. JD literally, what did you say? You put in it, like, what was it?
I have it pulled up. I can read it word for word. Here we go. January 22nd. Tampa Bay Sun FC at Tampa Bay Sun FC. I thought saying it twice would be funny. Please make an announcement today or tomorrow of a player joining the team. Please. We are at -7, including a departure you haven't announced yet. Please, please, God, please. And that works. So just if anyone ever says I don't get results, I'm going to link that tweet in the future.
It was like an hour after mine, so I definitely helped.
Yeah, no, well, that's it. Once they realized they were getting pressured on both Instagram and Twitter, they were like, we better do something. But unfortunately, inside baseball, the departure that they haven't yet announced isn't even the one they announced later that day. So we'll get to that in a minute, but that was a little heartbreaking. So, but we do have a signing, so that's our horizon now. We have there's something. Light. There's light.
One crumb
in them there hills.
Other than that, JD, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm a lot better now.
Yeah,
that we actually have new blood coming into the team. Personally, I'm chilling. I'm excited for the game next week. I haven't even watched soccer. I haven't even watched a Forest game in the last couple weeks. We've been pretty bad. So I'm excited to see any amount of people.
Who did you just tie? You just tied someone. It was actually kind of impressive.
We're the first.
Tie Arsenal?
We're the first English team that's ever missed 2 penalties in Europe in the same European campaign. We missed a penalty yesterday in the Europa League and then immediately conceded on the next play the other way. So.
Yeah, you guys had a 0-0 draw with Arsenal. That's kind of
okay. Hey, don't make my team sound promising. It only makes it hurt.
My bad. I just remember specifically seeing that and being like, wow,
that was a good
top
result.
Of the table. That's pretty good.
Anyways, I didn't watch the game either way. So I'm excited next week. I'm going to start watching soccer again when the Sun come back. I'll watch Forest too.
Yeah, this is now an unofficial Forest podcast.
Yeah, thank you. Well, I'm glad my impact is being recognized. How are you doing, Liz?
now I check them. I'm okay. I am also very glad we announced a signing. In my head, it's like, we had to have signed someone. We did have all of these departures. We had to have signed someone. Could you just tell us?
Please. Yeah. Well, here we are.
All right. Let's start with the departures because we're going to start with the sad stuff. Olga Masambo mutually agrees to part ways with Tampa Bay Sun FC. Weird.
Seemingly independently parted ways with us and then signed for Fenerbahce in Turkey. Did we get a transfer? It doesn't sound like it from the press release. I don't know if that is the way it was written was just not as descriptive as it could have been. But it truly sounds like maybe the player requested release, we agreed, and then she signed over there. So I don't know if that's the case. Kind of interesting. You would hope that if you have a player under contract, that if they're going to another team immediately, that they would get a transfer for that. But I don't know. I didn't want to read into it too much, but the wording is very them choosing the words part ways and then choosing the words she will continue in Turkey was very so we did not have anything to say about that deal, I guess. But I don't know. It could have been just not descriptive copy. So I'll let some tell-all book in the future let us know what actually happened there.
Yeah, it's a weird one. She didn't play any minutes for us, and we don't know why. Mike threw out earlier today that maybe she had some problems getting a work visa or something. She was able to get I can come stay here for a little bit, but maybe for whatever reason, I can't imagine with this administration why you would have trouble getting a work visa.
It's a good point. It's definitely possible. And it could be terms. It could have been terms of her contract that we were helping her do that. And if it couldn't get done, then maybe it was just that we part ways. I mean, if she, wasn't actually able to work for us, then we don't owe any. She doesn't owe us anything. We don't owe her anything, and it was just part ways. So, yeah, that's interesting to think about too.
Yeah. JD, do you want to do the next one?
No. Emma Gaines Ramos, on loan from the Washington Spirit, is returning to the Washington Spirit. I don't know why she wasn't included in the first wave of the NWSL loanees returning. And not only that, but the team really baited us here, where they had her in a post of like back to work, and it was a training picture. It was last Monday, I think, maybe. And she was here. I mean, she's in a picture there. So kind of funny that they posted that. I mean, obviously the social media person isn't like trying to mess with us, but it just was like she was here and then she got recalled. I don't know, maybe the Spirit have like a different timing for the players to return than other NWSL teams do. I don't know anything about that. So, but she was announced on Tuesday, I want to say, that she's going back to the Spirit. So she's gone. She had a few minutes. She had an assist for sure. She had a great assist that I really enjoyed. We talked about in the goals episode a couple episodes ago. But I think she wasn't going to be getting in as much, kind of had overlap with Nacello on that side. And I just didn't think she was going to be playing as much, maybe coming off the bench a few times, but kind of makes sense. And if she can get in at the team, at the Spirit over there, I mean, they're a great squad. So that's better for her. So good luck to her. Thanks for playing. See you later.
Yeah, I'm bummed to see her go, honestly. Like you said, they kind of baited us because she was in practice pictures, but other people were also in practice pictures that left, so...
Yeah.
We'll get to that. So we had not one, but two players retire entirely.
Straight up.
And it makes me a little bit concerned. I'm going to hope it was just two people being like, no, I think I've come to the end of my soccer journey or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we had Mackenzie Plot retires, and then the next day, was it the same day?
It was the next day, I want to say.
The next day, Ava Tankersley also retiring.
I didn't expect that.
No.
Unfortunately, you had like just named Pluck to your like ideal.
I know, literally.
So, yeah, it was like the day before that you said that. For the Sun, I mean, who knows what's coming in the future? Your ideal backline could be upgraded, but I did not expect two full retirements. We talked about off the top of the show, them teasing the signing using our social media posts, which was kind of funny. But also they did that and they're like, new signing tomorrow at 2. And they were like, by the way, still today at 2, retirement, Tank. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, I thought
right after that is retirement.
I thought we were only doing additions from there. And then they were like, actually, and also today still Ava Tankersley is retiring.
The roller coaster of emotions that day, like
wild. Absolutely wild.
Sad, and then yay, we're getting a signing, and then boo, we're losing Plot or Tankersley, excuse me.
Yeah, I don't know, but they wore the badge, played for the team. Both of them had a few appearances for sure, so definitely appreciate their efforts, for us, and hope they enjoy their retirement. Presumably going to do fun stuff, and they're both pretty young too, so they could like do like actual careers.
I can't remember. So, one of them's only like 25.
Yeah. I think they're both under 30. So,
okay.
Yeah. So go, back to school or something. Or maybe they were in school the whole time. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Like Ashley Orcus was getting her master's in like accounting or something like the whole time she was with the Sun.
I mean, this is professional women's soccer, so that makes sense. It's maybe not plan A. It's like they stumble upon and they're like, oh, I'm still playing when I'm 23, 24, 25. Like, it's almost unexpected at that point. Although, obviously, with the Super League, that landscape's getting a lot better for players to be able to play longer and make a career out of it. But, I definitely understand players in the Super League level, seeing that maybe an opportunity to support their family and stuff is probably outside the game. Hopefully it gets better.
Yeah. So we have one wild speculation that really isn't too wild. Because we have photographic evidence, courtesy of Carson Pickett.
Thank you,
playing
Carson
for
Pickett.
Denver. Tosh Flint spotted in a Denver Summit player shirt on Carson Pickett's Instagram story. When this goes live 3 days ago, I want to say it was like Monday of this week.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yep. Not announced by the team, so we don't know.
Nope.
But if you're wearing the player shirt, and it's not a team that exists yet, there's not just shirts out in the wild. You kind of have to know somebody or be there. And that seems pretty likely that she's there and she knows many somebodies on that team because that is now her team, possibly. So, yeah, I put a joke in our notes that the speculation isn't really if she's going there. We know she's going there. Did the Sun get a transfer fee for her? We'll see about that. And I'm sure it'll never be announced. And I'm sure it's pending league and federation approval and all those funny notes that all the press releases say. But yeah, I mean, she's obviously extremely experienced. She's a very quality player. So she's a great pickup for a new team like Denver is. Getting started and wanting that experience in the locker room. Don't blame them at all. It seems like they would have had to target her. I don't think the Sun was exactly like, hey, come pick up Tosh Flint, whoever. I'm sure Denver had her on a list and wanted her. So great get if that's the final signing where she's going. And we will definitely miss her just in terms of like a locker room presence, let alone what she's done on the field, just because she's so experienced and knows, the game and has so many years playing the game. So she will be missed, but good luck in Denver. And that team looks pretty exciting so far, what they're getting together. So it sucks that the Sun have to be one of the losers in that equation, but new teams got to pull from somewhere. And I guess it's good to know we had a player that is still wanted at like the NWSL level. So, we did win a championship last year. We are still a good team somewhere in there.
Deep down. Yeah, it kind of sucks to find out that way, I guess. And apparently Carson Pickett leaked another signing. I can't remember who the name was, but there was somebody, it's Allie Watt, but she has a new last name. I can't remember what it is because she got married. But Carson leaked that signing too as well.
When I was looking up, and I'm going to spoil our new signing, but when I was looking up Maddie Pokorny name pronunciation, it was a Carson Pickett podcast that they did for Louisville. I was like, she's leaking everything, including name pronunciation. So let's get into it. Let's get into our new signing, Liz.
Yes, thank God we signed someone. We knew that we were going to. We would just like to be informed of it. Maybe in between all the goodbyes would have been nice. But, make us suffer. Fine. So we have signed Maddie Pokorny. She is just listed as a midfielder on Wikipedia. We have her as a winger, fullback. So we're not 100%.
Plays football.
Does, yes. So we have her on loan for the remainder of our season, so through June, from Racing Louisville. She has had 13 appearances since 2023. Kind of a hard team to break into. There's Savannah DeMillo over there, so everybody is kind of second string to her. She was also she did also miss most of 2025 due to a hip injury. She came off the season-ending injury list on October 17th, 2025. So presumably she's just been training for like 3 straight months. It does concern me a teeny tiny bit that she hasn't played a game in like a year and a half now.
Yeah.
So I would love to know how we scouted her. Who knows? She played for and my Danish is not great, so bear with me. All of our many multitudes of Danish audience that listens. Habe Koye? I'm playing that from Google. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
She played for them from 2020 to 2023. She had 64 appearances with 23 goals. She helped the club win 3 consecutive Danish Women's League titles and qualify for the UEFA Women's Champions League.
Yeah, she definitely has great experience over there. In 2 of those seasons, just in league play, she had 1,900 minutes, played every game. Rarely got subbed out even. So she put in a stint over there. She played. She actually scored a good amount of goals too. I think one of the seasons she had 11 goals, which from midfield is pretty good. And she also, when the team qualified for the Women's Champions League, she scored their first ever goal in the Women's Champions League against Arsenal. So that's pretty impressive. I mean, that's more of just like an accolade. But she definitely was like a first team starter there, made a huge impact and was a big part of the team, being the champions 3 years in a row. When she came back over, she seemed to have a couple different interactions with Louisville. I think she was a national team replacement player like 2 separate times before she got a full-time signing. And then she came and never really got into the squad, like you were saying, as often as she was obviously on the first team in Denmark. So kind of interesting. We don't know what we're getting. We don't know where exactly. We don't know. The team knows for sure, but we don't know where she's going to play in this setup. But I think to speak to you, kind of how did we scout her? She was not re-signed by Louisville yet. So she was on a free agent list at one point, or at least a not announced re-signing yet. So people thought of her as a free agent. I think we might have looked there or whatever resource there. And then her new deal with Louisville is a new signing for another year. But the stipulation is she came on loan immediately to us. So Louisville also announced today that they re-signed her, and she's on loan to us for the rest of the spring. So definitely seems like a rehab assignment. We're going to get her minutes. I assume that was part of the loan deal. I mean, she wouldn't come here if she was going to sit. So I'm really interested to see where she plays. There's a player in there. There's a player that played 2,000 minutes in Denmark 2 seasons in a row in there. So I am pretty excited. And plus, international experience is a big benefit that she brings as well. I think a lot of our players played college ball, played American, played in America. And a few of our players definitely have played internationally as well, but she has like played in the Champions League experience. That's a little bit different than going to random teams and random countries. So I'm definitely really excited to have her involved just from the perspective of her just knowing more about, high level women's football and high level play. She's definitely seems to be very knowledgeable. She's really well liked by the fan bases, even Louisville, where she didn't make a ton of appearances. The fans have a lot of positive things to say. I did like a name search on Twitter and just constant positivity. And, when she was subbed in, people reacted really positively and things like that. So I'm not sure if that comes from maybe a social media presence or a personality that she's shown to the fans of the team she's been a part of. But it's a really good thing when you have positive energy around a player when their stats aren't, she doesn't have all-star stats. She has, like I said, very limited minutes for us to pull any data from at all. So we don't really know what she's going to bring to this team, but positivity as a trait is just as good as us knowing exactly where she slots in. So definitely excited about that. We'll see. I mean, and also hopefully there's more signings to be announced too in the next week or so. So that will give us a clearer picture of what spots are still open. But yeah, midfielder. I think she is able to play as a winger or a wing back. But she didn't seem to be getting up a lot. I didn't see a lot of assists in her whole career, even in Denmark. She was primarily scoring goals. So I'm wondering if those goals just came from her getting up the field from central midfield, as opposed to being a winger and like whipping in crosses very often. So that's my like very light analysis of what her stats looked like, and where she might be able to fit in, possibly defensive midfield. Not a hard defender, definitely not going to be a center back, and definitely not going to be a striker. And that's all I know. We might put her on the side. We might put her in the middle. But yeah, super interested to see it and excited to have her.
Yeah, I am kind of hoping that she might help out Jordy in the midfield somewhere. She definitely needs some help, needs someone who's going to be aggressive, although we don't know what her record of yellow cards is, so
No red cards.
no
So yeah. No, I think
that
she
should be a
had
priority for us.
I think she had low yellow cards as well. I think she had only like 2 or 3 in her whole career. She doesn't seem to be, yeah, she has very good discipline record. And that's with a lot of minutes played in Denmark, unless I looked at like 3 different sites because the reporting is pretty spotty with how much information is out there. So unless I missed something significant, almost all the sites were reporting like slightly different minutes, slightly different goals scored, and all of them had like I said, like 2 or 3 yellow cards total in her career, no reds. So I don't know, good discipline.
Yeah, I also saw something similar. You looked her up on Twitter. I was just looking at the posts in the Racing Louisville post announcement of her re-signing. A lot of people very excited. A lot of people just as excited that she's coming to play for the Sun. So I think people just want to see her get minutes on a field.
Yeah, like I said, a positive personality, it seems like. And actually, it was funny when I was searching the name. She's from St. Louis originally, and she went back and did an event where kids could meet professional women's athletes. I think it was specifically soccer players. And I saw a great quote from a 5-year-old that was like, "When I met her, it was the coolest thing." And I'm like, that's all the positive review I need of a new player. Is if a 5-year-old thinks they're dope, then I'm sold. So, that's it seems like she's involved in the community as well. I was reading something about an illness. I'm not sure exactly what it was that her dad went through when she first was moving to Denmark. And she talked about how like kind of scared she was moving overseas while he was going through something like that. And like, apparently the whole community came together and did a walk to raise money for him. And actually he like, and I might be getting the exact details wrong, but apparently he like woke up from a coma like on the day that she made her debut in Denmark, like something like it's if it's not exactly those details, it's pretty close to that. Or he was like medically gonna be okay basically on the day she was making her debut, because she didn't want to go originally, and they were like, your dad would be so mad if you didn't go to get this opportunity. So it seems like she's very community oriented. She has a very caring like system, and that obviously like comes into what her personality is. So unfortunately, we don't have a lot of like data of her as a player, but she seems like a great person. So that can only be good to add, positivity and good energy and that experience to our team.
Yeah, and honestly, if she's anything near the level of what we saw with Jordan Fusco, 10 out of 10. Can't wait. Gonna be very silky.
Yeah.
Also friends with Parker Goins. She went to NOLA with her over the Christmas break, so that's kind of cool.
I don't know
how far in advance this was planned, or but if they've just been friends, who knows? I know a lot of them. A lot of folks on the team follow a bunch of other players because they've just been around the leagues with them.
Goins was on Louisville with her, and I actually found three. Right. I found 3 games in a row where she subbed on for Parker going off. So it was like literally 3 posts in a row that I was like, it was literally just the same 2 pictures. And I'm like, that's really funny that it was 3 games in a row. And also another Sun connection, OG Sun connection. Well, it's kind of a weird one, but she was the day Louisville signed her permanently. They also released Riley Parker that same day, and I was like, we're just like Louisville like leftovers with our Sun roster. So that's kind of funny. But yeah, they've known each other since at least 2022, and obviously they've stayed friends. So maybe Parker was a part of her wanting to come down here to get rehab minutes, if that's what we're calling it, after an injured season. So be it. Our team seems to be great friends. I see a lot of social posts of the players all hanging out together, and why not add another one into the mix and keep that chemistry flowing?
Yeah, absolutely. Very excited. Am hoping they're gonna do like a signing a day next week.
That would be like really nice.
Signing every other day, something like more than just
no, every day.
Yeah, okay.
We learned this week that they listen to us, so we have to ask for what we actually want, and that's every day a new signing. And well, we think one more departure is on the way, but no more departures. Yeah. More signings. And we'll see how the squad shakes out. We are a week and a day away from our first game back on the 31st. Gasparilla. It's going to be an exciting time in Tampa, and I hope that we have that same energy, fresh faces, returning faces that we love, and a great game on the 31st. We'll have that preview for you next week, but definitely starting to look good considering we have at least one more option in the mix.
And to make sure you don't miss that next week, you should hit the like button because that helps us. And then also the follow/subscribe button on whatever platform you're listening to. If it's YouTube where you can see our beautiful faces and our super cool backgrounds, which you should be, it's RBLR Sports. Everywhere else, it's RBLR Sun FC. Thank you.
Yes. Good.
I did promo. Yay.
Yay. Speaking of promo, the team did a few things for our Gasparilla game next week. I don't want to say criticize, we had a conversation on an episode previously that we didn't know what the Gasparilla theme night was going to be. Of course, they're not going to announce it a month in advance. Of course, they're going to do it in the build-up. But we did get a very cool pre-match kind of warm-up kit that is available if you didn't see it. It is a full Gasparilla themed kit. It's made by Capelli, so it's like our kit manufacturer. I haven't had one in hand, so I can't speak to the quality of it materials wise, but I assume it's the same as our current normal ones. And if you haven't seen it yet, it has a modified version of the crest. So it's just the sun itself, not in the shape. And it has like crossed scimitar sword things. Very cool, very piratey in the crest. And then it has a like sublimated, faded map of Tampa, kind of the street layout. It's a cutlass. Thank you, super producer Eureka, for your intrepid piratism over there. It's crossed cutlasses. And yeah, it has like a street layout of Tampa, sublimated into it, some pirate ships on the sleeves. And it says "Defend the Bay" on the back. So I think that's pretty cool. It's nice to know that they had the foresight to put out like a pirate themed kit. It's definitely going to be, it's already on sale. They should have them at the game, although I think at least one of the sizes is already sold out online. So hopefully they have a good range at the game. But I can definitely see this kit being added to a few people's continuous Gasparilla attire because, Tampa people, we all have a Gasparilla outfit that we keep set aside for that day. So I can see this working its way into other people's outfits for future Gasparillas. It's pretty cool. And I think it's the first time we've ever done like off-white, or like it's kind of like a tan eggshell. I don't know. I haven't seen it in person. In the light, it's going to look a little different than it does in the renders. But there's a cool video. Again, if this is the first you're hearing about that, it's on the Sun's social media, so you can go check that out. And it's a pretty cool kit, and it's on sale now. So nice to know that they were thinking ahead enough to get those in, and it's a pretty cool looking one. So nice.
Yeah, it's the swords are a little corny, and the pirate ships on the sleeve are a little much. I do like it though, and I like that they put the effort in. Like you said, I like that they had the forethought because you got to put in a kit order, good 6 months in advance, something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe less. I have no idea. Let's be real. But I like that they're trying. I like to defend the bay on the back a lot. I like that a lot.
I don't think I have heard the corny take, and I understand it, but I think Gasparilla is corny, man. But that's like
You're
the
not
point.
Wrong. Yeah.
I think that's like the point of it is like, and also our professional football team that's well respected in our area is a bunch of cosplaying pirates all year round. Well, during football season. So I think it's a fun lean into it. If they were making the very serious kit for good design and whatever, I would expect it to look differently, but this one's for essentially a parade and a party. So I think it's okay that it looks a little cheesy and leans into the theme. It might be busy. The pirate ships on the sleeve and the street map background might push it into busy territory for me if I do have a criticism. So I'm reserving my judgment. When I see it in person at the game, that's when I'm going to decide if I pick one up for personal to have one. But it's a fun idea, and I think it's just like goofy to fit the theme. Like I said, if it's goofy enough, it'll make it into people's rotation for Gasparillas. So I think that's kind of part of the intention with it too. And it's a pre-match top too. I think is it pre-match or like they'll be wearing it for warm-up? I don't remember exactly what the team said about it.
Just warm-up.
Okay, yeah. So
it'll be like the yellow ones that we have now.
Yeah. So it's just, I think it's a good time.
Yeah. And if you haven't gotten your tickets yet, they have put out a multitude of different deals. I saw like $10 tickets. I saw $20 tickets. There's a Gasparilla package they just put out today where you can get 2 tickets and 2 drink vouchers for $60. That seems like a lot to me, but I also don't drink, so maybe it's not. But if you haven't gotten your tickets, go get your tickets. It's gonna be an interesting day. The forecast, was it 9-day out forecast or something like that, has it kind of icky and cold.
Hey, icky and
who
cold
knows?
It could be fun. We'll see. I think it's gonna be a good time. The traffic is just like, that's my concern. I mean, my concern about the scheduling of the game on Gasparilla. But it was pointed out, I think I mentioned that a couple episodes ago, and it was pointed out to me after that the Sunday is the outdoor NHL game at Raymond James Stadium, and that definitively would have been worse for us to go directly up against. So if they had to pick for this weekend, if the league wanted the season to resume this weekend, and we have, is it 3 home games to start the season? Because it's the better weather here than it is in other places in the league. We picked the better day, the lesser of 2 evils there. So hopefully, all of our listeners are coming out if you're local, and we, the traffic might be rough, but the game should be a good time. And there might even be possibly up to 5 more new players that you don't even know exist yet. Playing for the team. A minimum of 5 more.
Yeah, there we go. Remember, we got to tell them exactly what we want.
Yeah. And then just to wrap up Sun news quickly, the last thing is not directly the Sun doing anything, but if you also haven't seen, the Tampa Bay Rays ownership has kind of finalized what they're targeting for their stadium, and it's the Hillsborough Community College site, which is right next to Steinbrenner, right across the street from Raymond James Stadium, is where they want to put the new Rays stadium. I think last week they did a presentation to the board of directors at the school, and the school voted unanimously to hear them out, essentially. With schools, this is I follow the Bulls as well. With schools, there's 15 boards that have to vote continuously for months to anything to happen. So the first vote happened and they seemed on board with hearing the Rays out. So what that means for the Sun, I promise I'll get there, is that the Ybor Harbor site, which is what they're calling it, where the Sun Stadium was announced, their intention that they wanted to put the Sun Stadium on that Ybor Harbor site, right at the top of the bay. That was on the Rays radar as well. So now that the Rays are focusing on this Hillsborough Community College site, that leaves our site untouched theoretically. So we know that, that is still a possibility. We all have different theories about what exactly the Sun Stadium might look like, if there's Rowdy's involvement in that. Any other changes, it's all hypothetical. Nothing has been announced. Nobody knows really. But it is a little bit of reassurance that the Rays have finalized something, because the Rays and the Rowdies are the same organization. So the Rays being finalized means the Rowdies, I think, can get to work, and the Rowdies getting to work with the Sun on a stadium would probably be best for Tampa Bay soccer. I think we can all agree that just one big, really nice soccer-specific stadium for both teams would be kind of the best thing for us to happen. So now that the Rays are working a little bit more in a specific direction, maybe that means we can do the same. Just mentioning that because it's possible. We have not heard any news. There's not even any rumors that we have heard about any progress on the stadium or anything like that. But it's worth mentioning just to know that that Ybor Harbor site is not eminently going to have an MLB stadium on it in the next few years. So it's cool.
Yeah, I am still fully holding out for the swimming pool seats that they had in the render.
Yeah, I'm just going to permanently rent a hotel room that can see into the stadium and then never pay to go to a game.
There we go. All right, around the league, a couple of things have been happening. Dallas Trinity finally hired a head coach. It is Nathan Thackeray. He was previously the interim head coach with the North Carolina Courage. He spent 8 years as the assistant coach there. So this basically just confirms that they hated Pauline McDonald for coming in third to us, and they were just really salty about it. They did not have a plan. That's kind of insane to me.
Yeah.
It took them this long. They came in third, and that wasn't good enough. So they were like, "No, get rid of her."
That's low key the standard that I wish we had, but I also don't think firing our coach is the best move. But
No. Pauline McDonald was a phenomenal coach. That was a dumb move, I think.
Liz, it's not our team, and you don't have to worry about it.
I know, but I'm mad for her.
I understand that. Yeah.
Dallas also picked up 3 more players. I think we were saying it before the show started, but we think that they were waiting to announce their signings, to announce their coach first. So they picked up Heather Stainbrook on loan from the Washington Spirit. Lauren Flynn, they signed her outright. She played for the Utah Royals for 2024-2025. She does have 4 caps for the U23 U.S. Women's National Team, so that's a pretty good pickup. And then Tyler McCamey started with Gotham in April 2025 as a backup to Ann Katrin-Berger. So, like, you're never going to play. Like, come on now. Their other keepers were, like, injured. So they were like, we need somebody. We need somebody, warm blood, somebody. So she got no appearances. Later that year in September, traded to Kansas City Current, who they were in the final, right? Or something like that. Either way, they were last year's champions. So no appearances with them either. So not a lot to go on, but good teams have wanted to pick this player up. So that's kind of impressive. Little bit worried, but I don't know that Dallas's goalkeeping has ever been that shaky, so Carolina also picked up Lily Nabet. And if that name sounds familiar, it is because she was on loan with Fort Lauderdale from Angel City, and they didn't pick her up for some godforsaken reason. This is such a weird thing for Fort Lauderdale to do. Like, I'm very happy because good, now you're worse off. You don't have one of your better players. But like, I would love to know their thought process, because they also have not picked up. I don't think they've picked up anyone in the offseason either. They've just dropped players.
Yeah.
Or if they've picked up, it's been like brand new signees, not like loans from other, like an NWSL team or from another Super League team kind of thing.
Yeah. Their departures were actually really interesting. I mean, they're down, I think, like 2 or 3. And they're like all names. Like they're people that contributed throughout the season. As much as, we've talked about Sun departures in the last 2 weeks, there's really only 2 or 3 of our departures that were getting significant minutes. A lot of ours were hadn't had minutes, or they weren't playing as much. So it's really interesting. Fort Lauderdale and Jacksonville, for that matter. Jacksonville lost a couple larger names too. So hopefully good for us. We do in our New Year's resolutions, we were talking about us getting better probably has to directly coincide with other teams struggling. Hopefully that's the case. These management decisions sometimes have unintended consequences. Some chemistry gets messed up. Players aren't clicking like they did before, and then we put 4 past them. Count it right now. 4 past Fort Lauderdale later this year, hopefully.
From your mouth to God's ears. Oh, that would be beautiful. That'd be our biggest goal difference.
Yes, it feels like ever. I think actually.
Yeah. Yes.
So record
ever.
JD's hottest take possible. We're gonna break our highest ever goal difference in the spring of 2026. Nobody knows how.
Our rival.
Against our rival, who's like seemingly better than us for now, but we don't know how this next part's going to go.
Last bit of news, Carolina also signed Ava Cook. Kind of surprising. She had 62 caps for the Chicago Stars from 2022 to 2025. So not sure about that, but good pickup for Carolina probably.
Yeah, Carolina definitely seemed to get stronger, but they weren't dominating the league like the end of last year. They were super strong at the end of last year. So I definitely can understand them having a little bit more drive to get a couple key positions shored up. And it's a lot of we'll see. I think next week we'll have kind of a finalized picture of how the rest of the league is looking. Any last minute ins or outs will be announced, and heading into our game. I think our game is the first one back, right? Or is there another one at the same time?
There's probably at least more. There's probably at least one other at the same time.
Yeah, but just, you know, in the build up to our game, that's going to be the entire league coming back for the spring. So it's definitely
there's Dallas versus Brooklyn at 5, and then all the other 3 games are at 7:30.
Okay, so yeah, everyone's playing. Everyone wants to have their rosters. I mean, they're already put together, but they want to have everything announced, and so next week we'll definitely have that kind of final picture of how we're looking, and we'll have that game preview for you too. So we'll give you a good recap here on RBLR Sun, and it's just nice to know we have incoming players, Liz. That's all I can say. Thank you, Maddie, for joining us.
Yeah, honestly.
Even if it's a rehab assignment, thank you so much, Maddie. You seem like a great person. Can't
Sounds
wait to meet you.
Yeah. We are already your biggest fan.
Yes.
All right. I think that about wraps it up for today. Make sure, again, hit the like button. Leave us a comment. Tell us how excited you are that we actually have a front office that's signing players.
Put a hot take, hotter than my hot take, in the comments. That's even more crazy than the Sun scoring a bunch of goals, which seems crazy. And we'll personally reply and tell you why your hot take's bad.
Okay. So yes, at RBLR Sports on the YouTubes, like I said, where you can see our beautiful faces. And at RBLR Sun FC on all the other platforms, so you can stay up to date on all Sun news. Eureka is really, really good about retweeting and making sure that if there's any additional information, like on a new signing, he puts that out. He's the best. We love him. Super producer Eureka. So make sure you're following. Don't miss anything. And we'll see you next week.
Yes.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning into this presentation by RBLR Sports. On your way out of the stadium, please remember to like and subscribe.